The gaming world, despite its excellence, is not flawless. In this video, we'll explore the 6 biggest video game mistakes you missed. When we refer to mistakes, we're not primarily talking about bugs and glitches. Rather, we're focusing on elements that were unintentionally left in the game. I won't spoil everything, but let's start with number 6, the Sky Door in Dark Souls. The world of Dark Souls is a meticulously crafted, intricate realm filled with secrets and hidden lore that captivates players, encouraging them to explore every corner thoroughly. However, not everything in the game is intentionally placed. Some elements don't make much sense, and many of these quirks stem from the game's somewhat rushed development. One such oddity is the Sky Door found in the Duke's Archives. As players venture into the forest area leading to the Crystal Cave, they might notice a door floating in the sky. Through tools like the NoClip website and online map repositories, players can examine it more closely. It turns out to be just a door or gate suspended in the air, devoid of any purpose or accessibility. It appears to be a remnant that map designers forgot to remove, a lingering artifact in the game's development process. Coming in at number 5 is the placeholder secret message found in BioShock Infinite. Despite normally being considered an Easter egg, this particular discovery turned out to be an amusing mistake that the developers decided to leave in the game. As the plot of BioShock Infinite unfolds with elements like time travel and alternate dimensions, players encounter the future version of Elizabeth. In this sequence, she shows a vision of New York's destruction and provides a card containing a secret message meant for the young Elizabeth to read. The message, however, is encoded and visible only for a short duration, making it seem unlikely for players to decipher it. Interestingly, within Elizabeth's room, where players first rescue her, there's a cipher key lying around. By using this key to decode the message, players find a humorous note, "I am a code. I should probably be changed over for something much more official in the future, but I'll do as a stand-in for now, I suppose." While not a groundbreaking revelation, it adds a touch of unexpected humor to the game. Taking the 4th spot is the Needler Sentinel in Halo 2, and unlike some other mistakes, this one isn't necessarily disappointing or detrimental, just peculiar. In the Quarantine Zone mission, players encounter a sentinel that deviates from the norm. Instead of firing a sentinel beam, this particular one shoots Needler projectiles. Interestingly, if players manage to defeat it, it drops an actual Needler that can be picked up and used. This oddity is the sole enemy in the entire game with this behavior, and it was unintentionally left in the game. Originally, there were plans for Needler Sentinel enemies in Halo 2, but they were cut from the final release. The lone Needler-wielding Sentinel was an oversight, a leftover that adds a quirky touch to the game. Taking the 3 spot are flubbed lines in The Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion. Released in 2006, Oblivion was praised for its ambitious scope and the sheer volume of voice-acted lines, a rarity for the time in large RPGs. However, this ambition led to some unintended consequences, with numerous instances of actors making mistakes during recordings. Surprisingly, these outtakes were not edited out and remain in the final game. The game's vast size meant that players could potentially play through the entire game without encountering these blunders. One amusing example includes an actor requesting to redo a line, which players can hear by completing the misdirection quest in the Thieves Guild mission and then asking a female elf NPC about rumors. At number 2 is a famous mistake in Pokémon Red and Blue, highlighting an error that could have gone unnoticed by less observant players. In the first Pokémon games, Psychic-type Pokémon were believed to be weak against Ghost-type moves, adding a thematic consistency to their vulnerabilities. However, due to a programming error, Psychic Pokémon were not weak to Ghost attacks. Instead, they were completely immune to them. This error was contrary to what players' guides and manuals indicated. Additionally, Psychic types were strong against Poison-type Pokémon, and many Ghost types in Red and Blue were also Poison types. Consequently, rather than being vulnerable to Ghost types, Psychic types turned out to be formidable against them, creating an unintentional imbalance in the game's dynamics. And finally, at number 1 is a notable mistake in Hitman: Blood Money that has gained infamy among players. While Hitman games are generally well regarded, Hitman: Blood Money had its share of errors. In the mission A Dance with the Devil, players can discover a freezer containing crates of frozen lobsters. If the player looks at the crate in their inventory, instead of a regular item description, it reads, "Alan, please add details." This placeholder text was not intended to be visible in the game. The mention of Alan refers to Alan Hansen, a level designer for IO Interactive, and the developers inadvertently left this placeholder text in the game, forgetting to replace it with the proper description for the lobster box. Although it may have gone unnoticed by players who never interacted with the crate, the mistake became famous among Hitman enthusiasts. And that's all for today. Leave us a comment, let us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. Don't forget to enable all notifications, and as always, thank you very much for watching this video.